Hare Krishna. Please come. Hare Krishna. Please. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for joining. Wish you all a very happy Ekadashi. So we get started with the program. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharidhari
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 Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Jai, Jai, Hari Hari Bol.
So thank you very much, devotees, for your association on a very auspicious day of Ekadashi. We continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So thank you very much, Ram Prabhu, Vilas Prabhu, for joining online. So we'll begin our Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaraya
Chaksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale.
Bhutale Swayam Rupa
Kada Amdadati Sapadandikam.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vidambam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakaritamscha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu
Jagatpate Gopesho Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurange
Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudevi Pranamami Hari Priya Vansha
Kalpataru Vaishya Kripa
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaur Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Rama Rama
Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much, dear devotees, for giving your association. So we'll continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have covered first chapter, 3 verses of the first chapter, right? So quickly we'll just recap. The first three shlokas are very important shloka. The first shloka talks about who is Supreme Personality of Godhead, absolute truth, who is Krishna, right? And what is our relationship with it, Sambandha. Then next shloka is our Abhideya. What is the process? And third shloka talks about Prayojan. It is invitation to relish the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is Srimad Bhagavatam considered as? What is being considered in the shloka? Is it called?
Grantharaj.
Nigama Kalpataru, Phalitam. Means, for example, when we have a tree, this is a Vedic tree. Vyasa has written so many Ved, Upanishad, Itihasas, everything, Purana, everything is written. And so when we see a tree, let's say we have a mango tree. So what would you like to relate? The bark, the branches, the leaves, the roots, what will one go for? Ripe fruit. Yeah, ripe fruit. Absolutely, that's right. So you'll go for this ripe fruit. So Bhagavatam is described as a ripened fruit, which is like very ripe, very tasty. And furthermore, when it is tested, as we know, in a village, when the fruit is pricked by a beak of a bird, it becomes even sweeter. So since Sukadeva Goswami has spoken, it is like that Bhagavatam is spoken by his, Sukadeva Goswami that was a parrot in his previous work. So very aptly it has been put by Vyasadeva here. So we should all go for this fruit, which is fully ripened and we can relish it. So we'll continue our study. So we'll go to verse number 4. So next 4 to the next 5 shloka, they talk about setting the scene, like in Bhagavad Gita. What is the first chapter? Setting the scene. Means telling us what is it, why people are gathered, why they are fighting, all those things comes in the Bhagavad Gita. Similar here also, this shloka, 5 shlokas are divided. I think this is setting the scene. What is that they all have come here? So we may not read, in interest of time, all the shlokas. We'll read some important shlokas here. But here, one thing is very important. In this particular shloka, what we can learn. So what we can learn here, we can see, it says, Naimishe Nimisha Kshetre. Right? So, Nimisha Kshetre means there is a forest called Naimish. So there, the sages have gathered. Rishiya, Shaunakadaya, along with the Shaunak Rishi, all the rishis have gathered in Naimisharanya, forest of Naimisharanya. So here, it is looks like just one location, right? Naimisharanya is just one location. But location has got its own importance. Very, very important. For example, if we have to do chanting, where are we chanting? It's important. With whom we are chanting? Important, right? So, from our scripture, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, can anybody tell me the references where the location importance is being spoken? Any references from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam?
Wait, what's the question?
From Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, give us a reference of any shloka or discussion that you remember where a place is given importance. Yes, very good. Yeah, first shloka. Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. Now, Kurukshetra is a place. And Dhritarashtra is perplexed because it is Dharma Kshetra. It's a very important, it's a very pious place. So that's very good. Yes. Any other place? Oh, sorry. Any other place that anybody remembers where this is being done? Yeah, Parikshit Maharaj is speaking, is going to the river bank of Ganges where he meets Sukadeva Goswami. Yes, any other place? From Bhagavatam, there is one more very nice thing comes in 4th canto, if anybody remembers. So this is about forest. He is going in the forest. And Narad Muni is saying, why are you going? You don't have to do all these things. Very determined to do tapasya. Then he says, okay. Then you go to where? Go to Madhuvan. He says, go to Madhuvan on the bank of Yamuna River. Madhuvan is in Vrindavan. It's one of the 12 forests. So it's very important. So Narad Muni is telling, go here and do the bhajan. So the place is important. So here, Naimisharani is considered as a center of the universe. It is the center of the universe for the Shastra. People might say GMT and all the stuff, but you know, this center of the universe is actually, so this is important of this particular place. Let's go to the next. So this is something that we should understand. And here in this shloka, basically it talks about that all the rishis finishing their morning duties and they're doing the yajnas and all that, and they offered a seat to Sukadeva, Suta Goswami. So in these also a few points have to be understood. Very, very important. You know, these are the small things that we can learn from every shloka that we read. Small things. And if we implement this, you know, our life will become slowly will progress very much in spirituality. For example, in this particular thing, art of asking questions are there. How we should ask questions. So in this shloka, first is, you know, ta ekada tumunaya pravahurta hutagnaya. So he's been given what? He's given seed, offering a seed. First of all, when you want to ask a question, something you have to please sit. Give some water, speak sweet word. These are the basic things that one should do, Aditi, when he comes. So offering a seat. Then we should do what? Inquire. With what? Submissively. With great respect, we should inquire. When a Maharaj comes, for example, like few days back, you all had come when Maharaj was here. So Maharaj said, okay, you have any questions? Then we can ask questions. But if Maharaj says, okay, now I'm getting late, I need to go. You know, he told that, okay, 2 questions I have to go because I have some more call. We should not be, no, Maharaj, I have a question. No, that's not the right etiquette. We should say, oh. And he says, yes, please ask questions. Then we can ask questions. So this thing we can learn from this, that offering a seat, inquiring submissively, not with arrogance that I know. Or not. Sometimes it happens. Oh, I know this shloka, let me see. Prabhu, I'm not able to recollect this. No, I don't know. Yes, maybe is it like this, Prabhu? And maybe he's showing his own scholarship, but that's not the right way. That's not the right thing. Right? We should ask submissively. Only if that makes sense. That question makes sense. You know, sometimes we already know the answer and we still want to ask. I have seen examples where same question devotee is asking for a few years to different people, same question. So basically trying to find out which suits his mood. That's not going to help. Okay, so let's go to the next one that is saying about, yeah. So here, now, you know, on this next shlokas, next 3 shlokas, the rishis are going to describe the qualities of Suta Goswami. Similarly, you know, as we whenever a new speaker comes, even in material so and so, he has done this research, whatever, right? We talk about it. So similarly, this all the rishis giving very nice respect to Suta Goswami and describing some very good qualities about him. So what they say? He says, Tvaya khalu puranani seti hasani chanaga akhyatani api
Aditani
dharma shastrani yanakuta. So what are the qualities which are described here? Let's see one qualities. Very beautiful quality there. One is free from all vices. Chanaga is free from all vices. So can somebody tell me when somebody is free from vices, which stage of bhakti he is on? We know 9 stages of bhakti. Which stages of bhakti is free from all vices? Anartha nivritti, yes, I think I'm hearing both. Yes, anartha nivritti, correct. So he's vice is out of all the new. What are the 4 anarthas that we usually Prabhupada told us not to do? He tells us these 4 things: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. These 4 things. One is free, then they can go to the next stage of ruchi, nistha, asakti, bhava, prem. Otherwise, without cleansing ourselves, we cannot go to that stage. And this is, Acharya has explained this. Anartha nivritti is one of the most, difficult path to cover. Because it is like, you're climbing on a mountain, it's like a slope, and you always slow down. But if you have persistence in our approach, we can overcome that. What are other qualities which are mentioned here? One is, of course, Chanaga, Anaga, which is free from all vices. Other thing there's Akhyatani and Adhitani. These 2 things. So, Akhyatani and Adhitani means you have read all the scriptures. You have read and not just understood, but you are able to even explain it very nicely. I'll give and one was like gold medalist, super excellent, intelligent, kind of amazing. And one was like normal, graduate. Seems maths, but one is like gold medal, one is graduate. But this gold medalist his class will fail. Why? Because he's not able to explain things to students. And this person was just on BSc maths. Like he was able to explain so nicely. The students would flourish. So now both have other is not. So here they are explaining that you just don't know about it. You are not only knowing, but you are able to explain it very nicely also. That's a quality. That's a quality of Sutta Goswami. Because Sutta Goswami was sitting in the assembly when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking Bhagavad Parishad. So he heard it. And so he also comes in disciplic succession of Vyasdev. Vyasdev, Sukadeva Goswami, and now Sutta Goswami. He also comes in, succession of Romharsana Sutta. We'll talk about it, but Romharsana Sutta was not so great devotee. And so there are a few more qualities which are there. These are, there are about 6-7 qualities which talked about this. Now here, it says, Yani Veda Vidam Sreshta Bhagavan Badarayana Anyecha Munaya Sutta Viduhu. So, what are the things, a few more qualities? You can see, is Vedam Vidam Shrestha. He is the eldest learned Vedantist. Now, when you say eldest, Sutta Goswami is not that old. He's not that old, right? In fact, other rishis are much older than him. But in Srimad Bhagavatam, we know that Sukadeva Goswami was given the Vyasasan to speak in the assembly where Narad Muni, Vyasdev, everybody was there. And Sukadeva Goswami is just 16 years old, but he was given seat. So, in the Varnashram Dharma, the elder means or respectable person is given respect in a different ways. For example, Shudra will give respect based on age. Somebody is old, yes, will respect. Vaishya, how much wealth he has got. Somebody has got more money, there is no, there is always a chair available for him. Somebody has a lot of money. Yes, yes, please come. Like that, immediately will be offered seats. Right? That's how they respect what kind of knowledge you have. But Vaishnavas, they respect all of them. They respect based on age, they respect based on what they have. Basically, Vaishnava respect everybody. That's what it is. Vaishnava is even higher than all of that. But one thing there is even further respect, because interaction between Vaishnava also depends on how he has been brahmachari for 50 years. Some of us, we have difficulty even mentoring for a year, or a month, it's so difficult. But they have been there for 50 years. So obviously they are respectable. There is also in the second verse it comes Mahamuni Krite. So Vyasdev is writing Mahamuni Krite. Means Mahamuni means himself has written, he's saying Mahamuni Krite. So somebody may ask, why Vyasdev is writing about himself, boasting that, oh, I'm Mahamuni? That question may come. Right? But it is not like that. It is explained. We'll go to that. But first let me explain the Muni word. So Muni means who does not gossip. Who does not gossip, no material discussions. And Mahamuni means always speaks about Krishna. Always speaks about Krishna. That is Mahamuni. So we should try to reach the level of Muni at least, avoiding gossips. Now that's difficult. I can see somebody else, and that's a gossip. It's very difficult. So yes, that is definitely there. Now, here also one is there. One thing that we see here is that there is a disciplic succession which is being shown here. So disciplic succession not necessarily always a seminal process. It is not coming through biological process all the time. As we see here, this is not a biological order that we see Guru Parampara, right? You see Jagannath Das Babaji, then you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then you see Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, then you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. So they are coming from a succession to how one has taken shelter. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur also had 11 sons. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is one of them. Not everybody is disciple, right? And again, he is his son, but his spiritual master is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. So it's different. So disciplic succession always comes in a different ways. But in material world, it is like my son has to become next president, my son has to become next director, CEO of the company, like that it happens. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, let's look at the sloka. So why we came here is Mahamuni, right? So Mahamuni, so it's not that Vyasadeva is boasting about himself. He's just stating a fact. He's just stating a fact. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yajya Tapsam. Sarvaloka Maheshwara. He's saying, everything comes from me. So, that's what he says. Then he further says, he says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, Matta Sarva Pravartate. Everything, I am the source of everything. And one more place he says, Mat Parataram Nayat, Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. He's telling that there is no true superior to me. Now, why Krishna is telling all this thing? And somebody might think, oh, why Krishna is boasting? Somebody says, oh, I got this much, this much. Oh, okay, maybe it's just boasting, but it is not like that. Krishna is telling all those things because Arjuna asked. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. The Lord is bereft of all the vices. He doesn't have anything. The word Pavitram that is mentioned here, that it itself indicates that Krishna is purest of pure. He is pure. He doesn't have any anarthas. Any anartha. He never carries any of that. So because Arjuna is his disciple and Arjuna requested Krishna that I am now your disciple, please tell me. Then Krishna tells about it. So it is not about boasting, but it is about stating the fact. So that's how we can understand that. and will not go here. So here, let's talk about the last sloka, where a few more of these qualities are very important that we should try to imbibe, especially as a disciple, as a devotee. He says, Saumya and Snigdhasya. Saumya is gentle, pure, simple, that is Saumya. And Snigdhasya means submissive. So we can understand, one important thing that we should know, that a good guru is a good disciple. Good guru is a good disciple. So first we have to become a good disciple. Then we can become a good guru. So if we consider Prabhupada's case, Prabhupada always told that my disciple will be the best gentleman and best gentle lady. He will say that. Because if we are in the parampara, if we are following his teachings, that means we'll definitely do the best. If we follow the instruction which is given by Srila Prabhupada, we will definitely be the best of the gentlemen. There's no questions about that. So there are examples in Shastra, like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a story of two disciples of Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri had two disciples, Ishwar Puri and Ramachandra Puri. So Ishwar Puri was very submissive. He will always listen, he will serve his masters very nicely, submissively. And on the other hand, Ramachandra Puri is a little arrogant. He will criticize people. He was even criticizing Mahaprabhu, all those things. So Madhavendra Puri profusely blessed Ishwar Puri, profusely, and told him that, the Lord himself will become your disciple. What a blessing he has given. Such an amazing thing. And at the same time, Ishwar Puri served his master so well. When Madhavendra Puri was bedridden, Ishwar Puri will do all the services. He will clean him, he will give him bath, he will feed him like a small baby. He has done all these things. No complaints. So much love. This is called submissive and gentle. That I will serve my spiritual master. Prabhupada, for example, he was living very beautiful living in Vrindavan with temple, darshans, hearing everything, surrounded by all the nice, God brothers. He had no reason to leave Vrindavan. Why did he leave and come to a place where he knew no one? He came here because his spiritual master had told him, let's go and preach in the West. So he came here at such a age, at the age of 70, somebody has never seen a snow. He comes in a city where he has to face the snow, and he don't know how to face it. It's so cold. But he came here, and because of him, we all are sitting here today and discussing this Bhagavatam. That's such an amazing thing. Other thing which comes, Prabodhananda Maharaj, he is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So he is a sannyasi and he lived in Vrindavan for many, many years. And when he was here in Atlanta a few years, 5-6 years ago, he was here. So one of the very senior devotee from Atlanta was asking me about his bhajan, that how is your bhajan and how did you do this, how do you do, and so get some inspiration. So he was telling that for years, I was in Vrindavan. I had 108 Shaligram Shilas, which I will worship every day. I will cook myself. I will feed Shaligram Shila. I will take the remnants and eat and do my bhajan. That is his daily routine. So his Guru Maharaj told him that now you go and preach. Now he is in Vrindavan, he is doing Shaligram Shila, such a comfortable place, everything is there. But when his Guru Maharaj told, no, you should go and preach, then he said, okay. He gave those Shaligram Shila to qualified disciples, devotees, saying, please take care of this. And he started traveling. So one who was serving Shaligram Shila eating only remnants of something which is offered to Shaligram. They started traveling world over and preaching. This is called Snigdhasya. So this is how we all can also become, like following the footsteps, working so hard, I should also work very hard. Like similarly, we all can do something like this. So this is this quality is something that we all to try to imbibe, submissiveness and being gentle disciple. So this is how the Sudha Goswami is getting glorified. And they're also telling your qualification is so good that you can speak and give you speech. Now, next night which will come. So all the munis or rishis were gathered in Naimisharanya, and now they are asking questions. So there are 6 very, very important questions which are asked. And we'll see that. So first question is asked. This is the first question, comes in the verse number 9. It says, absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. So he says, question is, what is absolute and ultimate good for people in general? What an amazing question. They are thinking about the welfare of the whole world, not about myself. When we meet someone, especially say, Prabhu, how can I do it? So we talk about myself. We are self-centric at that time. But here rishis, in fact, all the rishis gathered in Naimisharanya, doing yajna for 1,000 years. For what? For the welfare of the people only. They gathered just for that. But when Suta Goswami is saying the yajna is not doing anything, let us ask him what is the right thing to do. So we'll do that. So that's a amazing question that comes in here. So whenever we also ask question, our question should be not, sometimes we may be selfish, but most of the time we should not be like that. We should say that, how can I serve the devotees nicely? What can I do? What should I do? Automatically our progress will happen through that service. When we serve Vaishnavas, our progress automatically happens. We don't have to worry about it. But only thing is that selfless service is required. If our services also has got ulterior motive, then because of this people will know me. Oh, I'm a Bhakti-Vesha leader. Oh, I play nice mridanga. They will call me for satsang. If that's the motivation, then again that's not going to help much. Everything has to be selfless. So this is something that this is a very, very wonderful question that sages are asking. Now this shloka is important. I mean, nobody asked to remember, but this is a very important shloka. This is our condition, all of us. We fall on this category. So what is this category? This is about the qualities of Kali Yuga people. So we'll recite, all of us will recite, so you can follow after me. Prayena alpayushabhya.
Prayena alpayusabha.
Kala Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda sumanda matayo.
Manda Bhagya Hari Upadruta.
Manda pagga hoy upadruta.
So Robert, to read this translation, please.
O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives.
Wow. So this is all of us. We have some of this. Not everybody will have everything, but at least some of this will be there with all of us, isn't it? So let's understand what is that. Alpa Ayushya, short lives. We see, in earlier days, people used to live for thousands of years. Now, even 100 years is so difficult. With so much, they think of, we have made so much medical advancement, right? But still, people are dying at less than 100 years of age. Then, Mandaha means they are quarrelsome and lazy. For small thing, they start fighting. I put a post and somebody reacts. I say, why are you reacting like this? Suddenly, our blood shoots up, especially in the teenage and youth. This can happen when you're on Instagram, Facebook, and there are no thumbs up, no like coming in. This can happen. People are lazy, but they still want to show that I'm busy. People are lazy, but they still want to show I'm busy. That's the condition today. Nobody wants to work. In fact, that's the condition even in US that people are not working. People don't want to work. They just want to make money. How I can become rich sooner, faster, without working. They are thinking of these kind of ideas. Then Sumanda Matayo, means they are misguided. See, even a person with a less intelligence, if they get a very good guidance, they'll become intelligent. If they follow the guidance, they'll go ahead in their life. But even finding a right motivation, right guidance itself is difficult. We will not get that. In fact, today's world is like what? Yes, sir. All yes, man. Somebody is doing yes, yes, yes. Some powerful person. Nobody wants to correct that leader. They say, yes, whatever you're saying is right. Go ahead. Like that. So people get yes, man. Then Manda Bhagya, very unlucky. Unlucky. We just had pandemic. Pandemic got over. We got Russia-Ukraine war. So, inflation is going up. Prices are going up. So same income has not gone up. So it is eating into savings. So, we have worry now. What could I do? What will happen in 6 months? All these worries are there. So Manda Bhagya, unlucky, right? And always disturbed, right? Everybody is always disturbed. We're sitting in a traffic, we start thinking, what's happened? Why it's like this? I'm reaching on time, now I'm going to get late. Always having some kind of irritation going on. So these are the Kali Yuga, quality of people and Kali Yuga. Because why it is disturbance? We saw World War I, World War II, India-China war, India-Pakistan war, Afghanistan war, Gulf war, Iran-Iraq war, Syria war, Palestine-Israel war. So many things keep going. So there's always something which is there in the world. Some disturbance is always going on. There is never a peace. So this is the quality. Now, can we stop this? No. Because as a Kali Yuga program, this will continue. But what we can do, as a wise person, we can take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and our parampara and escape from this. Try to go away from this. Because this we cannot avoid. Alpayusha, we all will have to leave this body. Either we are devotee or non-devotee, doesn't matter. But how we live in this, that much time is very important. In fact, I got one, beautiful, somebody sent me a picture on WhatsApp where a child is, praying to Krishna, very small child. And under that, it mentioned that quality of life matters, not the quantity. The quantity is there. Lighting his cigarette from that, like this. So now we see this quality matters, not the quantity. It doesn't matter how long we live. It's that what we do in the number of years that we have. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there for 48 years. Just 48 years. But he did such a wonderful thing in his life. So the longevity doesn't matter. The quality matters. Similarly, when we are become so busy nowadays, everybody is, for some reason, everybody is busy. Children also becomes a challenge. So instead of spending like, I can give a full day to you, I'll give 1 hour, but in 1 hour, I'll be with you 100%. Then child will be still happy. So it's like quality of time that we give to people and that we do in our life, that matters a lot. So this is the quality. So this is worrisome, right? This is the quality that we all carry. So we need to get out of this and do something better. So this is now, this is the second question that's being asked. Okay. So there are many questions, many scriptures which are there. And one can even explain, like, if you read Shiv Puran, then one says, oh, Shivji is supreme. They'll come back and conclude that Shivji is supreme. But like that, if we keep doing, as the Mahabharata shlok comes, Tarkoparishta Shutayo Vinna, Nasa Varushir, Yasya Matam na Vinna. So basically, there are many shloka, many shastra. He says, what is the essence of everything? You tell me that. Instead of reading hundreds of 108 Upanishads and all these things, increasing our intellectual knowledge, it's not really going to help. So all the rishis are asking that Vyasadeva has written so many scriptures. You tell us the essence of these scriptures. Tell us, and again for what? For the good of all beings. So that when we tell them to read it, I remember in my school days, there is a book called LMR. It's called Last Minute Revision. So that is given, when the final exams are there, a small booklet will be published, and it will sell like a hot cake. It will be out of stock as soon as it comes in the market, because all the students who probably couldn't study through the year, now in the last week or 10 days that they have left, they will pick up that book because it has got last minute revision. So it gives the essence of the entire chapter in few pages, and you read it and try to understand, and like that. So basically the essence of all the scripture, if you read it, that's why Bhagavatam is called Grantharaj, the king of all the scripture. It's called Grantharaj. So the question is that tell us which is the best question. What's the essence of all this? It's the second question that we ask. So all the questions are so wonderful, isn't it? First, they're asking that what is good for the people in general. Second, they are saying, now tell us the essence of all the Vedas. Then what is the benefit of that? Tell us that. And now comes the question 3, right? It says, Sutta janasi bhadram te bhagavan sarvatam pati devakyam vasudevasya jato yasyo chikirshaya. They are saying that what is the purpose that Lord Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki, the son of Sudeva? So they also want to know about Krishna. Why Krishna appeared? Why he took birth? They say inquisitiveness. They are asking, what's the purpose? Why he came? He took birth. Obviously, when something happens, there is a reason behind it, right? If somebody comes our home, there is a reason why they have come our home, right? So this is the third question that is being asked. So again, they want to know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are asking this wonderful question. And because of this question, entire Bhagavatam is now being spoken, so we can understand that. So such a beautiful things are being done here. Now here, sages are very eager, here the one word comes, Shushtumana Nam. Shushtumana Nam means very eager to hear, very eager to hear. So sages are here to hear about Lord Krishna. And Lord comes for what? Lord comes for what? Anybody knows why Lord comes in the world?
Paritranam sadhanam vinashya skritam dharma sansthapanastha.
Yeah, yes, he comes. So what is he coming? He comes for upliftment of the jivas, to take the jivas back to God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and shown, because people after reading scripture also they were not sure what to do. So he says, okay, I will give you example what to do in life. Then he says, go this how you should live life, and then you'll come to me. Lord is so merciful. He's saying, now I will show you, like tuition, I'll give tuition what to do. And then you just do it, and then you will come to me. Because even after reading, we are not able to understand, because Kali Yuga, we just saw Manda Sumanta Matayo. You don't have the understanding. So So now they want to understand why Krishna has come, and they want to understand about his incarnations. All the details are coming in. So this particular shloka which comes in, it talks about the glory of the Nam Tattva. Very, very important shloka. So let us recite this. Apannam sansutim goram.
Apannam sampritim goram.
Tata satyo vimuchyeta.
Tata sadda vimuchyeta. Advivati sayam bhavam.
By even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified.
Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So now let's quickly ask, tell me, from Bhagavatam, give me some example where by chanting Krishna's name, the bhaya has gone, the fear went away. Examples? Even unconsciously chanting, unknowingly chanting.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Ajamil, yes, Ajamil, Prahlad Maharaj, yes, Prahlad Maharaj also was chanting. Because he's chanting, he has no fear of Hiranyakashipu. Whatever he is doing, he is thrown from the mountain, no problem, he's chanting. Ajamil, Dhruv Maharaj, Ajamil chanted his son name, not even Lord's name. He said Narayan, Narayan, his son, out of fear. When he saw Yamduta, he thought, oh my God, this is going to take me, Narayan, Narayan. And Vishnudeva came. This is the power of Harinam. And Gajendra also, right? Gajendra was in so much distress.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
And he was taken back. The Lord came. Lord came faster than the Garu. Garu was flying and Lord says, okay, no, I will take you. You're flying so slow. So Lord said, my devotee is in pain. I have to rescue him. Let's go. So this is the power of chanting holy name. It is so powerful and it is so pure. It is even merciful. The Lord's name is more merciful than Lord himself. So we should all try to sincerely chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we do. Whatever numbers we are chanting, if we show sincerity, then definitely, Krishna will shower his mercy in all of us. And so we just have to become a little sincere in our sadhana. That's what it is. Because glories are written everywhere. If you see Holy Nam, the scriptures are filled with glories of Harinam. Scriptures are filled with it. But we have to just pick that up. Then what happens? Devotees of the Lord sanctify those who come in touch with them immediately. Which is also very important slope. Why? Because we always take example of Atlanta. See, the river Ganga it cannot come to Atlanta. But Prabhupada came to Atlanta. He came and established a temple. Right? So now because we have a temple, Prabhupada came and established, we are able to do bhajan. So who is more merciful, Ganga or Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada is more merciful. Where river Ganga cannot go, Prabhupada came to give his mercy. And just by coming in the contact with Srila Prabhupada, how many people who are like Malechas, who are so low born, they were able to uplift their lives. There is a very wonderful bhajan by Narottam Das Thakur, Ei Boro Karuna Koro, in which there is one line, he says, Gangara Paran, Gangaya Parasato Hole, Pasate Pavana, Darshane Pavitra Koro, Ei Tomara Guna. Just by taking darshan, we are getting pavitra. So, therefore, devotees are more merciful than Lord. We cannot see Lord, but we can see devotee. Like Romapas Swami Maharaj was here, we were able to meet him, see him, hear him. sit with him, satsang with him. So that's a mercy of devotees. Otherwise, he can always sit in one place and do his bhajan very nicely, and he will do it. But because to give mercy, he's traveling so much at this age, so much traveling. Those devotees who are traveling with him, his Maharaj is traveling for the last 3 weeks, constant traveling. Out to Charlotte and so many, and then further he is traveling.
Yeah, the same day for me.
Yes, same day, so many classes. Same day, morning, afternoon, evening. At that age, we find it so difficult. Even one class for me, like 1 week, once in a week, I find it like so much. But that's the mercy of all the Vaishnavas. So they are more powerful than this places. So yeah, that's the glory of the Bhakta Tattva. Now here, basically talks about who doesn't want to get delivered. That's a question. Everybody wants to go back to God, right? Everybody, or who wants to stay here and enjoy? Everybody?
Yes, Prabhu.
What, you want to enjoy?
No, Prabhu.
No, okay. Yes, everybody wants to go. So we all want to get out of this cycle of birth and death. And they are saying that why would not somebody take shelter of the Lord to get out of this? That's what the rishis are telling. Again, they want to talk about this shloka is another question number 4 comes in now. It says that, so Shriram, you have to read this. Can you read?
His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and great learned sages like Narada think of them. These days, eager to hear about the adventures he performed in various gardens.
Yes, thank you, Shriram. It's a question. They want to know about the adventure of the performances, various incarnation. So here is primarily about the Purusha avatars, right? So what are the Purusha avatars? Anybody knows what are the 3 Purusha avatars that we know about? Garbhodaksha, yes. What others?
Karanadaksai, Garbhodaksai, and
Kshirodaksha. Yeah.
Kshirodaksai.
Yes, thank you, Ram Prabhu. Yes, not right. So this is how it is, right? Karanadaksha Vishnu, from his pores, the universe comes, and then he enters the universe becomes Garbhodaksha Vishnu. From his middle, lotus stem comes, and Brahmaji comes, and the universe is created. And then every atom which is there, then Kshirodaksha Vishnu is there in there. So this is how the creation is happening. So sages are asking, tell us about this. Tell us about these avatars, how avatars are coming, who are they, how they work. All those questions are there. So that's what they are trying to understand from this particular question. Then next, again, another question comes in here. So here, they want to again know about the Leela avatars. So Leela avatars are Krishna's expansion. Like it's called Swamsha avatar. Means Swa Amsha. His own Amsha is coming and doing the Leela. Like Nrsimhadev, Varahadev. These are his Swamsha. We are like Vibhinna of Krishna. Prabhupada, very nicely described parcel. Parcel is not a separate thing, right? You pack it separately. So we are like a parcel of Krishna. We are not. So it's like that. We are parcel of Krishna. So we are separate, but we are part of him only. So that's what, we are Vibhinna Amsha, while all the incarnation that we see, the Nrsimhadev that we see here, is called Swamsha. So it's an expansion of Krishna himself. So now the question is, what they want to know? They want to know about the Leela avatars. That's the question. They're saying, please tell us about the Leela avatars. Various Leela avatars are done by Lord. So That's what they want to know about it. So Krishna also mentions, that all are performed, like, the last line of this shloka that we see here, for example, what we see here is that are performed by his internal powers. Internal power is called Yoga Maya. Right? There are two Maya, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. So they are part. Krishna does all the pastime by using Yoga Maya. Like, for example, in Rasa Leela, it is mentioned in the first shloka that Krishna is performing Rasa Leela. Krishna is saying that he's performing Rasa Leela by the power of Yoga Maya. So that when he is performing, all the Brajavasis, they don't know about what's happening. They get to sleep, they don't know what's happening, things like that. So the Yoga Maya comes into the power. Similarly, when Krishna was born in Mathura and then Vasudeva was bringing him, also Yoga Maya helped. Right? He put everybody to sleep, all the shackles still removed. So Yoga Maya came. So Krishna does it pastimes through Yoga Maya, through his internal potency. They make it work. And that's how all these things are done. So they want to know about this Leela Avatar, how this is happening. Please let us know. So that's what it is. And then they are saying that there is no satiation in transcendental subject matter. We don't get tired. So we'll read this shloka, very nice shloka that we have. Vayam tu na vitrupyam
Vayam tu na vitruptam
uttam shloka vikrame
uttam sloka vikrame
yachrunvatam rasagnanam
yatratam rasa janam pade pade.
Virasu, would you like to read this?
Yes, Prabhu. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with him, really sharing of his pastimes at every moment. Hare Krishna.
Oh, we did not hear. Can you please read again? Because I don't know, something was wrong.
Sure, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, we can. Yes, now. Please go ahead.
We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste of transcendental relationships with him, really sharing of his pastimes at every moment.
Okay, we are losing it. Okay, I think something is not right. Maybe we are losing you. So basically, it's talking about that we want to hear about Krishna Katha again and again. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, example 2, he wants to read, when he's sitting with Radha Pandit, telling him, please read Prahlad Maharaj Pasta. After finishing, he again said, read again. He's reading. Mahaprabhu wants to read again and again and again. What is Mahaprabhu trying to do? He's showing that this is how we also should listen. We should read. Oh, we have read this classes, we have listened to this, no problem, not the same thing. No. In fact, Amarendra Prabhu says one very nice story when he was, giving class. So Amarendra Prabhu met him and he said, I'm sorry I couldn't come on time and I missed to listen to very nice katha that you must have done. So Amarendra Prabhu said, no, Prabhu, you are already learned, you have listened to this many times, so there's nothing new. He said, no, definitely. If I think like it, then I'm not done my bhajan. Because every time we hear something, there is something to grab, something to grasp from that. Because every speaker has a different view of presenting the same subject matter, but in a different way. Some examples are given, some very nice stories are being told. So we can learn from that. And that helps us in advancing in our bhakti. So
Maybe Prabhupada pastime also
Okay.
about listening. And someone, I think I'm going to go new calendar and read in Vilamata. So I think it was Rath Yatra also happened on Ekadasi.
Uh-huh.
And then everyone was fasting. All the devotees, Prabhupada was there. Everyone was fasting. And then they came back. No, it was not Ekadasi. It was Janmashtami.
Hey, 1 minute. You able to hear you, all of you?
No, Prabhu, not
yet.
clearly.
Okay, we'll remove that. Can you speak on the speaker and you're done on the audio? Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, so this was on Janmashtami, and then there was like big celebration at the temple, and then everyone was fasting, right? So everyone was fasting for Janmashtami, and then it came midnight. Abhishek was done, Aarti was done, and then all the devotees are very tired. Big celebration, big fasting, long fasting, and then they were ready to take prasadam. This is around 12:30. So Maha Abhishek, Maha Aarti, everything is done. And then Prabhupada said, okay, all the disciples, everyone was thinking that Prabhupada will say, let's have prasadam.
Yeah.
But then he said, okay, before we take prasadam, let's read. Krishna. It was like 12 someone to read some chapter, and then they finished the chapter. It took like 20 minutes. And then everyone thought, okay, now Prabhupada will say, let's have prasadam. It's 1:15. And then Prabhupada said, next chapter. They finished reading the chapter, another 20 minutes, and then like half the people were already asleep. Like they were sitting and sleeping basically. And then everyone thought, okay, they were eagerly looking at Prabhupada, okay, Prabhupada, it's done, please, one more. We'll have prasadam. And then Prabhupada said, one more chapter. So they read one more chapter and it became like 2 o'clock. And then like 80% of the people are already asleep, like they couldn't stay awake because of tiredness and fasting. And then Prabhupada looked around and then he said, okay, now we'll have prasadam. And then everyone, like the remaining 20% who were awake said, yeah, and then all the 80% woke up. And then they had prasadam. So,
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. I heard this story, Prabhu. I think Adi Gadadhar Prabhu mentioned this story in some
Yeah, I mean,
lecture.
Prabhupada's story, so everybody would have heard it somewhere. So there's nothing. But yes, thank you for sharing. That's important. See, this is called collective wisdom. We get to hear from different people when they have heard this story and share it with all of us. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, so this is how Prabhupada would listen. At that age, at midnight, he's also fasting, but he's listening and he's like sitting and listening. Prabhupada, whenever you see, you will never see Prabhupada sitting like this and talking. He's like always upright, and talking very clearly. So
and he already knew the passage. He wrote the translation.
absolutely, he wrote it.
From his
Now you're telling me, read my word. Or if you tell author, I'm going to read your book. I read it, I wrote it. Why are you telling me? You read it, like that they will say, right? But yeah, Prabhupada reading this because it is transcendental. These words are not normal. See, we think that this sloka, this word looks very simple, it's English, black and white, but it is not like that. They have got a very huge potency of cleansing our heart. So therefore, this reading that we should do, yeah. So yes, there should not be no satisfaction that I have read it. Oh, I have finished reading. No, should keep reading again and again and again and again, as much as we can. So we have 3 more sloka. We'll quickly complete that. So here, now they want to hear about the Krishna's pastime. But what the specially pastime? They are talking about the special pastime of they did with the Supreme, like lifting Govardhan. They want to hear about it. What happened? He lifted the Govardhan Lila. My God, a child of 7-year-old lifting from his left hand, small finger, 7 days, 7 nights. Unbelievable. So he says, we want to hear about those superhuman acts, killing so many asuras, demons. Aghasur, Bakasur, Rinavar, so many. So they want to hear about all this stuff. So they say, please tell us, please, we want to hear. So basically, they are giving inputs to Suta Goswami. Please tell us all these things. We want to hear. So this is how our inquisitiveness also should be. That we want to hear about it. We may have read it, we may have heard it, but there is no harm in reading and listening to it again and again. It is only going to help us in purifying. Right? Then this is good shloka where we understand that this particular thing is that in the age of Kali, Kali has already started with Parishit Maharaj has left this world. Lord Krishna has gone back to his abode, and they want to hear about sacrifice. So here they are saying that hearing is sacrifice. This is important. What is our meaning of sacrifice? When you say yajna means what? We think of fire, ahudi, all those things we think about it. But that is not the only yajna. Sankirtan, yajna. When we do Sankirtan, it's yajna. What is happening now is yajna. We all are discussing Bhagavatam, we are interacting, we are sharing with each other. It's a yajna. Sankirtan yajna. When we are chanting, it's a yajna. So all this is called yajna. When Bhagavatam is being read, it is yajna. So we should understand that even hearing, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, these are all yajna process only, which is pleasing to Krishna. So therefore, this is what they are saying here. We are doing this yajna. They were earlier doing the sacrificial yajna. Now they are doing the reading of listening Srimad Bhagavatam yajna, which is much more beneficial. Then here there are a few words which are there that we can understand. So he's saying that we have met you, and you are like captain of a ship, here, who will help us cross the ocean of Kali. So here one word is there, Karnadhar. Karnadhar is translated as a captain who will maneuver the ship and take us out of that. But Karnadhar also means, a guru. Guru means what a guru or let's take example of a parent, what they will do. Karna is our ear. Dhar means one who holds it. Like when the child is not behaving, we say hold. Doing again, like you chastise them, right? Similarly, a disciple can be chastised by a guru. Okay, you are not chanting well. What are you doing? You're not. It's 4 o'clock. You're not up for Mangala Aarti. We should be here. 4:30 Mangala Aarti begins. What are you doing? Sleeping? Wake up. Chastising, Karnadhar, holding his ears and telling him to do the right thing. So that is also a Karnadhar. Like Prabhupada will chastise his devotees if they are not, coming for Mangala Aarti. Why you not come for Mangala Aarti? You all should be here. If you are in the temple, you should be here. Doesn't matter what time you slept. So, give an example of Radheshyam Prabhu. Radheshyam Prabhu is handling that temple. He has not missed a single Mangala Aarti. Single Mangala Aarti in his whole tenure. He says, regardless of if I have a temperature 103 degrees, still he will come. He says, better to die in the temple hall among the devotees when they are doing Mangala Aarti than dying in the bed. So I better be there. And he comes, sits there, and does Mangala Aarti. That is the commitment. And that's why we see his purity. When he speaks classes, he speaks like, shlokas like fluently they flow from his mouth. For 2 months yatra, he was here preaching yatra, he went to Boston, all the college preaching and all that. Such an amazing, you see his face, such an effulgent face, you don't see it. So this is the power, that of having commitment. So we'll go to the last sloka of today. In fact, this one is important. Let's understand this. So this is the thing about Kali Yuga. So here it is coming in the 12th canto, but we'll bring it here because it has got a connection. So I'm just bringing it here itself. So he says, Kalir dosha nidin rajan asti hai eko mahan guna. Means that Kali may have thousands of faults, but they have got one wonderful quality. It's like looking at the essence from the best. When we see a person, don't look at the bad thing. We say, no, take the best out of that person. Good quality and take it and implement. So what is a good quality? Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vraje. He says, Kali may have all bad qualities, but one quality is amazing. What is that? If you just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that's it. In Kali Yuga, you can get out of this cycle of life, birth and death, just by chanting. In Satyuga, one will have to do so much austerity, so much, thousands of years. In Treta, you have to yagya, Ashwamedh yagya, Rajasu yagya, so many things has to be done. In Dwapar, it is like worshipping deities. But Kali Yuga has got a very simplified process. When we see something very complex, can you simplify this? I can't understand. Make it simple. So here is simplified process. Just chant. That's the great quality of Kali Yuga. That's what Parikshit Maharaj is being told by Sukadeva Goswami. So therefore, chanting has got such a huge potency in this Kali Yuga, and therefore we should chant, chant, chant. So this is last shloka, and the question also is there. So he says, Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanye Dharma Varmani Swam Kastha Madhuno Poete Dharma Kam Sharanam Gataha. So now they say, now Krishna has gone. Lord Krishna has gone. So where the religious principles have taken shelter, where they have gone. Earlier Krishna was there, so he was protecting. Now Krishna is no longer there. Like if Prabhuji just said, Dharma Sanstapana Arthaya Sambhava Yuga, he comes and dharmas, but now he is gone. What happens? So question is, whom have the religious principle taken shelter after Lord's departure? So with this, we come to conclusion of this chapter. So there are 6 questions which are asked, right? So let us read one after another. Mataji, can you read one first question?
What is the absolute and ultimate truth for people in general?
Yeah, next.
Explain the essence of all scriptures for the good of all living beings.
Yeah. So we can read here.
Why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva?
Yes. Robert Prabhu.
Describe about the Lord who performs adventures in his various incarnations, Purusha Avatar.
Sriram Prabhu.
Read the transcendental passion of the Lord in the multi-incarnate. Whom of the religious principles taken shelter after his death?
Yes. So the questions are there. And in the second chapter, they will come in the next chapter that we will see. So with this, we'll stop here and we'll continue our discussion on the second chapter. Second chapter has got such amazing verses. Very, very beautiful verses will come in that. And in fact, Prabhupada made those verses as Mangalacharan. If you're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, you just recite those shlokas. They are so beautiful. So we'll begin that study from next Friday. But we'll pause here and see if there's any question or comment or any correction anybody would like to share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, one question. After he always asks, I chant when I'm driving. So,
So,
is it okay?
well, if you see, it is mentioned that if your prescribed rounds are over, before that, prescribed rounds should always be chanted sitting at one place or in front of deity, next to Tulsi Maharani pot. You can sit and chant. And we should always have a fixed place to chant. One fixed place. That we should always sit there and chant. That is better. But if you have difficulty, like, grahastha, we have family, we have business, we have work, all these things, we can stagger our chanting, like, at least come to that level. But we should, like, I will not take breakfast before I chant at least 4 rounds. I will not take lunch if I have not chanted 8 rounds. I will not take anything snacks in the evening if I have not finished my another 4 rounds, 12 rounds. I will not take dinner if I have not finished. Like, we have to put restriction on ourselves. In fact, there are devotees, who who say that if I don't finish my 16 rounds, I will not drink water or I will not eat anything. And sometimes because of whatever reason, sometimes they have not eaten till 11 o'clock. Because for whatever reason, they are not well, they have got late, but they will follow that purpose. Now, I have taken vow. In fact, Anand Vrindavan Das, who is a disciple of His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj, lives in Mumbai. He speaks in the classes, and he says that his wife is also a devotee, very wonderful devotee, and she prepares Raj Bhoga for Radha Gopinath temple, Raj Bhoga. She prepares, so she is very advanced. But he says that she has taken a vow that if she does not start japa by 5 o'clock, does not begin chanting at 5 o'clock, she will chant extra rounds, like 6 extra rounds, if you don't begin at 5 o'clock. So he says when his son was like, in a college and studying, so she will have to he needs a company. Son said, Mommy, please stay with me, So she will stay with him. Now son is studying till like 3 o'clock and she's also there with him. And she is reading something and all that. Now she has only 1.5 hour, 1 hour, 2 hours to sleep and then wake up and start chanting. But then she will do it. So even if they have to take less sleep, sacrifice that for that day and begin chanting on time, the devotees would do it. So I'm just telling for inspiration, not to imitate those things, that we should not imitate, but yeah. Chanting during driving has got disadvantage. One is like, you are distracted because, and plus our focus should be on driving, driving. That's more important. Life is also important. If you don't have life, then how will you chant? So that is risky. And if you have finished our prescribed round in the morning, whatever round it is, then we can chant extra round while driving. That's okay. That's okay. We at least, instead of listening to FM and some music, at least we are taking Lord's names. That is good. But the focus also should be on the road. That's safety. Our safety, other safety is all important. So that's what we should do. So distracted, it is mentioned that, distracted chanting is better than not chanting at all. That's a level. But we should always rise to the different level, right? And always, if you are not able to chant, we can always do these 2 things. One, before we begin our chanting, we can pray that please let me chant attentively. Read 2 things. At least, we should read the 10 offenses that we should read before we begin chanting. So what happens is our boundary is set, and we are reminded that I should be chanting. Because in last line he says, it is also an offense to chant being unattentive while chanting. That's the last line. So now we don't have to worry. Don't have to think that, oh, I'm not able to do it. Let me do it. No, not like that. We should chant because that's how the purification will happen. When the child was young, they were not able to write ABCD. The mother will hold hand and say, okay, you write like this. Child is writing. Then they will start scribbling. Still not very clear. But now they are in Georgia Tech studying engineering. How? That little help, and child did not give it up. Oh, this is too much. I don't want to write ABCD. I will not. No, they continue. Similarly, we should continue to chant and in a prayerful mood. And one of the very important lesson which one of the devotee who came with Rohan Maharaj told us that to make advancement in chanting in bhakti is through only one thing, is through Vaishnava Seva. If we serve Vaishnavas without any ulterior motive, just to serve them for their satisfaction, that's a great service. And that will help us make advancement very, very rapidly. And second, we should not have any, jealousy towards anybody, because that is a quality which Krishna does not like. He will not allow anybody to enter somebody's jealousy.
Envy.
Yeah, envy. Yes. So this thing should be avoided. So I pray for you too, that you are able to chant nicely in the morning. But chanting during car is a little risky, so maybe you can think about.
I've been doing the last 10 years, so I think, but I'll try.
Yeah, try.
Dedicate.
Yeah, dedicate some time in the morning. Maybe that time is like, if you look at the life of all the successful people in the world, I'm talking about materially successful. I'm just giving example to help us understand how we can become spiritually successful. All the CEOs, they wake up very early in the morning. Their day start at 4:30 in the morning. They do a little bit of exercise, they read about their business, they study about what's happening in the world, but only focusing on that personal thing. And they get ready at 7 o'clock for a meeting and all that. So for 3 hours, they're spending time only on themselves. Nobody is there. They're either reading books, they're listening to podcasts, they're talking to somebody, their mentor. All this is happening in that time. What is that? For their own success, their own development. Similarly, what is our success? Is chanting. Therefore, we should wake up a little early and chant. Sometimes we have to sacrifice the sleep. If you are sleeping late, we have to find out. To wake up early, you have to sleep early.
Right.
If you sleep at midnight, it's going to be difficult to wake up at 4 o'clock every day. Maybe 1, 2, 3 days. After that, body will give it up. So we need to sleep early. So we need to find that why I'm not able to sleep early and then plan. It's all about planning too. With a little bit of planning, one can do it. If you create your own, like, we have to-do list in office. I have to do this 10 things, urgent, important, those kind of things. Similarly, in sadhana also we can make it, how my day should be there. 24 hours are there. Okay, I'm sleeping 8 hours. My body needs 8 hours. Okay, sleep 8 hours, no problem. But that 8 hours should be like, sleep at 9 o'clock, wake up at 5 o'clock, 8 hours. And then we can do our sadhana. So little bit of, discipline can be brought, and that has immense benefit, a lot of benefit. I mean, we will realize ourselves. Others may or may not know, but we will start feeling that this is really good. So, yeah, that's what I would suggest. Okay, so we'll stop here. So thank you very much, Ram Prabhu, Vilas Prabhu, for joining online, staying with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya
Namo Namah.
की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hari. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare.